Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be hiking Thunderbird Falls as well as Reflections Lake. Thunderbird Falls is located in Eklutna, Alaska and is a popular spot for a quick hike. There's a large parking area and the fee to park there was $5 when we were there. There is an electronic kiosk that accepts cards and that will print you off a slip to put on your dash after you pay. This was our first time putting our little boy in the stroller and he seemed to really enjoy it.
Hi, baby.
The trail itself is right out a mile along the upper side to the falls viewing deck. It has a few hills that get the heart rate up, but they're easily negotiated, even with the stroller, and we even saw one family whose little boy was riding one of those little balance bikes. About a third of the way to the waterfall, there is a viewing deck that overlooks the Eklutna River, and it's right on the edge of the bluff. It took us right about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to hike the whole trail, all the way in and back out, and that's taking time to take a lot of pictures, and also making sure we get all the video clips we wanted to get this video put together. So we go down the hill and around to the creek if we wanted to, but we're going to stay on this upper trail. It's a little muddy, and I don't want to take the stroller down there. So we're just going to keep going on this boardwalk and see what we see up this way. Now the thing is with these trails that we're hiking in this video, they're both really well maintained and easy hikes that would be a good filler for maybe any downtime you had if you were traveling up here in Alaska, or maybe you just want to go out for a quick hike with the family. Either one of these or both, if you wanted to hit them in one day, it'd be a lot of fun and super easy to do. You can kind of see the trail. The creek trail comes along here, runs around the bottom of this little knoll, comes along the bank and up the rocks right over in here. So you can get to the base of the falls when if you take that lower trail that we passed a little bit ago. But it's not far, maybe like 150 yards or so from where the boardwalk stops to right here. And it's kind of a big area if you wanted to come have a picnic, maybe on a day that's not so busy. But there's locks over here, kind of like Lovelock Bridge, and yeah, kind of a neat little spot. A little bench here to rest on, and great view of the falls. It's really pretty down there. Obviously there's more water going in the summertime, but we're hiking the first little bit of spring here, so not a whole lot of water flowing yet, but yeah, really pretty. What do you think the waterfall, buddy? Huh? What do you think? Is that crazy? Yeah? Whoa. There's several signs on the trail that talk about staying on it to avoid erosion. You kind of see that over here. How people have been walking off the trail, which, you know, is cool and all, but like trail's just eroded away. And not a whole lot you can do to repair something like that without having to dig into the bank more. So come out here, just respect the trail, stay on it, and yeah, it can be something that a lot of people can come and do for years to come.
Hi.
The trail borders private property all the way up to the falls, just about. So another thing to be mindful of is just staying on the trail for that also. I know if it was my place, I wouldn't want people on it, so it's one of those kind of treat others the way you want to be treated. Your stroller. There you go.
Hi.
We got these little signs here that tell you, little trail markers and such, tell you what the trail goes to. We got the lake overlook this way. You can see several spots here where there used to be beavers, where they've eaten up on these trees. leaving these stumps cut off all throughout the woods here. So here's the view from the lake overlook spot. You can kind of see the water's low all the way around the lake, so getting around and fishing right now would be great. I just didn't think about bringing my pole. Have a good view of the mountains, nice park benches here to sit on and just relax, maybe eat some lunch or a picnic of some sort. Take pictures with the family and all. And there's somewhat of a beach area right here for the kids to play in the water and such. So the slough running by over here on this side. Nice grassy area, it's pretty big. And then got the bridge that crosses the slough. And more beaver sign over there on those stumps. You see some ducks over there swimming. And duck over there against that bank. A couple of them swimming there. So yeah, there's an old beaver hut. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure there's a lot of animals here, especially further into summer. This part here gets a little narrower overall, but there's still plenty of room to take a stroller. And there's actual duck nests, waterfowl nests, I guess, over here in the hay flats. So that's kind of neat. There's a few birdhouses I've noticed along the trail that people have put up. And then there's this big observation tower. Here's another birdhouse. And an overlook here, a nice bench. Small pair of sweatpants if you need some. And then there's the lake. A bunch of ducks out there right now. Some kind of closer in right there. Definitely a lot of waterfowl out here, which is awesome. Cool to watch. The little man's over here struggling a little bit. It's time for his nap, but he just doesn't want to fall asleep. On the backside of Reflections Lake, there's this little sign here talking about the wetlands trail. And it's just literally a muddy trail. It goes through here. Once the water starts rising later in the summer, this will get all flooded through here. You can kind of see all the silty leaves and stuff from last summer. But yeah, supposedly it goes over to the Kinnick and Matsu River confluence and actually do some duck hunting out that direction. Just make sure you're careful out on the mud flats because there's quicksand that's easy to get into. And the Jordan's up there on the trail, so it kind of gives you somewhat of a reference as to how far it is. And then there's another birdhouse. There's another bench to sit. Got this little split rail fence and got a really good view. And there goes a magpie. I think they put all these benches in really good spots, so that's nice. Sometimes they put them in spots that are not ideal for a view or anything, but I mean, it's just awesome out that way. There's a lot of road noise right through here too. I've noticed that around the whole trail, but once the leaves start coming out and filling in, I'm sure it'll get a lot better. Really easy trail to take kids and maybe bring your kids on their little balance bikes or whatever to ride this trail. It's a good little spot. Here's another bench for the view. Reflections Lake here is stocked with rainbow trout by the Alaska Fish and Game. Oh, there's a muskrat swimming across the lake. But anyway, so the lake here is stocked with rainbow trout and limits 5 per day. Only keep one that's over 20 inches if you catch one that's that big. But regardless, it's really easy to get to. It'd be a great place to bring your kids fishing. And yeah, there's at some point later this summer, I'll bring my pole and see how it is. There's a couple of bufflehead ducks down there. We're kind of on top of this little hill here. And if you don't want to walk up the hill, there's a trail that splits off and goes around and comes out down there. But It's a wheelchair accessible spot. There's a lot of those. Or if you don't want to do the hills, or at least the steep parts, you can go up those. They're a lot more gradual and less of a grade. Yeah, I mean, it's a Saturday afternoon. Weather's in the 50s. There's not a lot of people, really. Not really congested at all. We've passed a couple of small groups, people with kids and such, but overall, it's a really great trail. The area got a little bit of somewhat of a map. Something I did forget about was that there's this pavilion up here. It's kind of a first come, first serve. Large area. It's got several picnic tables in it. So if you wanted to have a larger group or a birthday party or something, it'd be a good spot for it. And there's this large beach area here. A sign about how waterfowl hunters are helping with the wetlands. A lot of the cost of the hunting license and tags and stamps goes directly towards supporting habitat for the animals, and that's something that is really cool. You know, a balloon right there. Some other ducks along the bank. So there's the parking lot, and then we've got restrooms there, information on some of the trail stuff and park information, trash cans and stuff here. The parking at this spot is free, but it's limited as far as right up here next to the trailhead. But as you can see, people park just across the road there, and then alongside the road, up and down both sides. So there's plenty of parking. You just might have to walk a little bit, which isn't bad. Very accessible though, right off the highway. Take the Connect River exit, and just come down and make a right at the stop sign just up there, and come right on around here.